Okay, you know what time it is. Time for the series premiere segment of My Media Alert. And here's what we do. For this series premiere segment, we're going to expose those no government and liberal media bias pressure people buffoon smurfs who are up to no good. And they're getting their way around it. And you know why? Because it doesn't even make sense at all. Trust me. You know what I'm talking about. So, we're going to do this my way. Yeah, and so it's us conservative way as far as we can search. So you just said it's $1 as far as we can search. Anyways, let's get started with our first series segment about, you guessed it, MSNBC. Now here's my observation. Everybody knows that MSNBC is a stupid liberal cable news network. It sounds like CNN the liberal, whatever it is. And that is why Chris Hayes tried to unleash this on, on us conservatives. Yeah, us conservatives over alleged simple truths about electoral college. It is a deeply revealing to the entire conservative movement. Oh Lord! Take risks at GoingToTheBlaze.com. over the weekend, and I meant to tell you that, and this is going to be worse, that, you guessed it, that's right, MSNBC host Chris Hayes tried to lash out on conservatives over the weekend, after he says that, he was been sharply criticizing over his recent commentary about the electoral college. Yeah, right. You don't even understand, haven't you? Chris, this is your problem. Seriously. You're a stupid liberal, haven't you? Trying to criticizing us conservatives? Get this. What did you try to say about this one? You try to claim that, yeah, modern conservatism is a deeply paranoid and pessimistic movement. That is, yes, you guessed it. That is, yes, it. Retreating behind the counter-majoritarian institutions that he's trying to say to modern conservatives. Desire to uphold minority rule. You know, for your information, Chris Hayes, yeah, put this in writing for you. You wrote this on Twitter, did you? You wrote this on Twitter about the electoral college. And you try to revealing the entire conservative movement, try to do this stupid things like this. It's so ridiculous. And here's what you wrote this one. These days, us conservatism is a movement of, no. You're wrong. And here's another one of your, Chris Hayes started replying on yourself. There was a time when conservatives went finding to the point of a delusional, that the majority of Americans agreed with them. Increasingly, they realize that that's not true. They're 1-for-7 in the last 7 presidential elections. On that source. And they try to know it.
Are you serious?
And yes, I'm serious. Dead serious. And it goes on. And so they are trying to increasingly focus on a matter of tactical and trivial fidelity on the way to uphold the minority rule, and it's a sad thing to say. It's a sad thing to say. It is to be placed for a movement to be. Now you know darn well, Chris Hayes, that you're wrong. Seriously, you are absolutely positively dead wrong about this. About this. So, Here's my observation for you. What has led to Hayes Comics, if I were you, because your stupid show on MSNBC over the weekend, you try to attempt the case, try to attempt the making this whole case like Sherlock Holmes is, that that the electoral college has been established by the founding fathers to elect the president is undemocratic. Democratic. And you said that the weirdest thing about, electoral college is the fact that it has to be and is warranted specifically inside this constitution. For the presidency, it'll be unconstitutional. No. Constitution, you're wrong. Did you read the founding fathers? You haven't read the Constitution lately. You should read the Constitution for yourself and see what the founding fathers really look like. Because in that day and age, because the Constitution is in the pudding. If you read this Constitution, the founding fathers, and you try to point out that back in the 1960s, that the Supreme Court has been starting a development of jurisprudence of one person, one vote, to ensure equal rights and not for us black and white people. But so one electoral college try to undermine this equality, and it's because each individual doesn't carry the weight around this. On this one, give me a break. Now, here's what. You know, Hayes is just livid. And that means that such a huge system that can be racially exploited, and that's why he said he's trying to lead you into a charge like that, providing an example of, majority of African American city has been governed by this majority white city council. Listen to this stupid, idiotic creep from Chris Hayes, and now and see what you think about this. As far as we concern about this whole scenario about this one. Listen to that. Listen to that.
Which is the question of what exactly American democracy is for. And the weirdest thing about the Electoral College is the fact that if it wasn't specifically in the Constitution for the presidency, it would be unconstitutional. Here's what I mean by that. Starting in the 1960s, 1961, particularly, the Supreme Court started developing a jurisprudence of one person, one vote, right? The idea is that each individual vote has to carry roughly the same amount of weight as each other individual vote, which is a pretty intuitive concept, but it was not a reality. There are all sorts of crazy representational systems that were created that would not give one person one vote and would disenfranchise certain minorities. You can guess which one. Here's an example. Let's say you got a city, it's 60% black and it's 40% white, okay? Here's how you ensure white people stay in charge. Divide the city into 4 voting districts, right? But you put the entire black population in one district, 60% of the people. And then each district elects one city council member. And voila! Now the city council for a majority black city is run by a majority white government.
And you might think it's so sad that he has been heavily mocked in this whole response. Let me put this very clear. Chris Hayes. Critics try to argue that the Electoral College is not unconstitutional. And it's because that it constitutionally mandated. You try to remind us Americans, remind us conservatives, remind us black and white people that it's let me say something. You try to remind us as a republic, not a democracy. And it's intentional design mechanism to ensure what? Equal represents for each state. But I'm here to tell you something as we wrap this up, because the more of my series premiere video blog segment of my media alerts is this. You, Chris Hayes, you got problems. Yeah, you, Chris Hayes, you got problems. Why can't you just shut up? And all of you MSNBC people out there, especially you, Joe Schmo, you have no audience. All of you had no audience whatsoever. Because we, as conservatives, can do something very, very, very stupid to you. So, this is why it has to be outrageous. And you might think it's so smart about this one, or whatever happens. And you know what I try to say. Chris Hayes, why don't you just put your money where your mouth is? Leave us conservatives alone. Take somebody on side. Because you cannot overstate the urgency of a media alert. For you, Chris Hayes, you're just dumb to know it. That's all I can say. Get out of here, Chris Hayes. You too, MSNBC idiot. You have no audience. That's my series premiere segment of Media Alert story, and I'm sticking to it. We'll be back with my guest book. Series premiere segment of my Religious Life video blog, continues every day. So it's hashtag on the wires. Only on Facebook watching. Series premiere, subscribe.